Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you realized that most Nigerians live on a salary that is fixed, doesn't grow over time for whatever reasons? I don't know if it's because employers just generally don't want to increase salaries, but this is not a Nigerian thing. I think it happens in other places really. So you have an income that doesn't grow, it just remains the same. You've worked in the company for 5 years, you've been earning 80,000 naira, it's just remained 80,000 naira, but yet your expenses are ever growing. The price for groceries are escalating, price for clothing, hair, everything's escalating, but your income, your salary in terms, your income is still the same. This is why you need to start learning about investment and how to invest. You need to learn investment because the way things are going, if you don't invest, you wouldn't have the future that you need to have. Schools don't teach you anything about investment. Painful thing is that parents don't even teach you anything about investment. Nobody taught me jack about how to invest. I was just told, go to school, graduate, get a job, earn an income, and you'll be able to solve all your problems. Truth is, incomes solve no problem. So learning how to invest and learning it early is key if you want to actually live a life that is sustainable. Do not say later on, when I'm married and I have plenty kids, I'm going to start investing for them. Now it's the time to start investing before you get choked up, especially if you're a single person. So I'm going to give you my tips on how to invest, and I'm going to be putting in stories to show you how I made my own mistakes, how I improved, and how I started investing, and how it changed my life for real. The truth is, you don't need so much money to invest. Some people are always thinking, when somebody just comes and blesses me with 10 million naira, I will now invest it. I'll be no. Now is the time to invest. So you could start investing with as little as 2,000 naira. So here are my quick steps by the grace of God and how you can start your investment journey. You want to watch this video till the very end because I kept the best for last. Number one on my list is your mentality. You have to have a mind that kind of understands or knows the benefit of investing. So the first thing is your mentality. If you do not have an investment mentality, you can never invest no matter how much you have. How many times did I say that? Once? Okay, let me say it again. If you do not have an investment mentality, you cannot invest no matter how much you have. And I'll tell you this quick story. So when I graduated from school, I think I was about 21, and I graduated top of my class. So school gave me money, friends gave me money, goodwill and things like that. I got about 600 to 500,000 in all. I mean, all the giftings and things like that. And I remember that I held that money in my hands and I was thinking, what should I do with this money? I was just 21. What would I do with this money? I was just really confused on what to do with that money. Maybe I should save it, put it away. Maybe I should set up a business. There were so many things flooding my mind, and if I knew what I knew now and I made the decisions, I made the right decisions based on what I knew now, then I probably would have been better than what I am today. So I took up all that money, gave some people, some to my friends, ate some, took some for my service year, and we're just gallivanting all over the place. I remember that there was this man in my church who walked up to me and said, Cecilia, I want you to buy a land which is just not too far from the church. If you go down the road, and they're quite affordable. A land could go for as low as 150. Don't you think you should buy? Do you know what came to my mind? I'm like, wait, number one, I am a girl. I am just not a girl. I am also 21. I should go and buy land. Am I a man? Why am I buying land? Who says that in Nigeria? And why would you be telling me a small girl to go and buy land? Duh. That guy was actually opening my eyes, but I didn't know. So this guy told me and just walked away. But those were the thoughts that were going through my mind. Why would this man say I should go and buy land? You know, I'm a young girl and things like that. And I didn't buy the property he asked me to buy, but I had the money. So investing is a mentality. It's not just about how much you have or how much you don't have. It's actually a mentality. An investment is something that brings money to you, while a liability is something that takes money from you. So whenever you're thinking investment, think about, does this thing bring money to me or does it take away money? Anything could be an investment and anything could be, a liability. It just depends on what you do with it. So my hair right now I'm wearing is a liability to me because I have to maintain it after a month. I have to go for them to treat it and I have to pay money for it. But if I was selling this same hair as a business or something, that could be a form of investment. I hope you understand what I mean, so you could actually pick up something that's a liability around you and turn it to investment. Next thing on my list is saving. If you want to start investing, before I start going invest here, invest there, you want to really look out for saving. Are you someone who saves? Some people say, I can't invest, I don't have that much, I just have 50,000 naira. How do I invest? Investments cost a lot of money. But then you could start small and start to save. We do not have a saving culture here in Nigeria, and it is so bad. Before I learned all the things I learned, I think about how much time I spent wasting money and then complaining that I didn't have money. I could eat fast food, say 2 times a day, 5,000 was gone, and that was the same 5,000 I could invest into something and it would start to bring returns to me. But I wasn't thinking like that, and so I couldn't save. Saving is the first place to start with investment. You want to save what comes to you. You want to have a detailed analysis of your income and then save something every month. If you're someone that gets income every day, you want to save something every day. Saving is very, very important. You really would start off your investment journey if you don't learn to put something away. Remember that everything that God gives you is not for you to consume in your mouth. Everything isn't bread. Some things are seed. So you eat some and you keep away some. And that's why we're told about the analogy of the ants, where it says, okay, this ants, they gather food in summer so that you could have something to eat in winter. So you must save. If you start to make a good budget, and the first thing you do when you get your income is to put aside your savings, put it away somewhere, you then know what is left. But when you don't put aside your savings, you have the bulk money with you. Too many people come to ask for things, you're just giving out things to everybody who comes, and then you give up something that's even supposed to be saved. When you get your salary, you should pay yourself first after paying God. So when you pay yourself, that's what you put outside as your savings. You don't just share everything that comes your way. When you formed a habit of saving, putting out something, you must always put something away. If it's 100 naira that is your salary, you put something away. The next step is to look at how to invest the monies you save. Remember, you're not just saving for the sake of saving. No, you're saving because you want to invest in something you like, in something you love, in your future, for your children's future. And if you want to invest for your children's future and for your future, the time to start is now, even way before you have those kids. I'm going to take you through investment choices right now in Nigeria that don't cost you a lot to invest. Number one on my list for this investment, the online platforms. So we have online platforms like PiggyVest, we have Sumo Bank, we have CrowdInvest and things like that, where your money can be locked away for a period of time and you're unable to touch it until the designated date. That's when you go and get your money, and then something's actually added to your money, I mean, for putting it away. So I love what PiggyVest does with their online platform, on how you can lock money away for a year because you have a project you want to do and things like that. I also love what Sumo Bank is doing. So these online platforms have different interest rates. I know that PiggyVest gives you about 13% if you lock money away in your savings. I know that Sumo Bank gives you about 15% if you lock money away in your savings. And CrowdInvest, I really don't know what that gives, whether 13% or 12%. So you really want to run and start saving. It's like you're saving and investing at the same time. So you put your money there and they're giving you way better returns than some of our banks give to you at the end of the day. And then you get bonuses on referring people and things like that. So just check the link below and you find all that you need to know about. You find the link to click to either when you want to get to Sumo Bank or PiggyVest. You just find the links right there. Next on my list for investment is mutual funds. Some people are going to be thinking right now, why are you mentioning mutual funds? Some people still don't know about mutual funds and what mutual funds do. Now, for mutual funds, you can actually invest as low as 5,000 naira, in a mutual fund, and you keep it there. It's like a money market where lump sums of people's money are kept, and then every day your interest is given to you for that day, and it continues to climb. So the fact that you could put as low as 5,000 naira away in a mutual fund and it continues to grow just shows you that there is something kept away and it's growing for you. It's passive income. You're not doing anything, the money's just growing. It looks a bit slow, but then it's better than nothing. Personally, I make a habit of adding something to my mutual funds every month, so your lump sum continues to yield interest. So I just put something every month, or any day I have some careless money and I don't know exactly what to do with the money, I just put it away there in mutual funds. So mutual funds, yes, is a very good place to put your money. You have like 12.3% interest at the end of each year, but then interest are given to you every single day. So mutual funds is something you could consider. I know that when you think about it as being small, think about the fact that if you start a mutual fund at the age of 18 and you put 5,000 naira in it, it's going to start growing. Imagine you continue this habit until you're 25. Just imagine what you have by that time. So mutual funds, for me, I think good one. Put your money there. If you do not have business ideas or things you want to do with the money, put your money in mutual funds. It's better than an average savings account. So put your money there and let it grow for you. There's so many Nigerian banks that do mutual funds. I personally vouch for Stanbic IPTC. Nice mutual funds they have there, and you could try it. Really amazing. I know that AXA Mansard has mutual funds, and most of the pension houses in Nigeria like Leadway and ARMS should also have a mutual fund facility where you can actually put your money. So think about that. Mutual funds, as a student, you could do that for 5,000 naira. You already have a mutual funds account. For mothers, you can open mutual funds account for your kids. And as a single girl aspiring to get married, you could open mutual funds account for your children. Say I'm going to have 3 children, you can open mutual funds account and start putting something small, say 5,000 naira every month for all your kids before you even start having them. Give me an amen there. Next on my list is agriculture. Agriculture is the new gold. The age is revolving. The age is revolving from white collar jobs and oil, and is moving right back to agriculture. Now is really the best time to invest in agriculture, and it's been made so easy. If you're thinking that if you're thinking to invest in agriculture, do I have to go to the farms and pick up the hoe and start at home? Oh no, it's actually been made very, very easy. There are online platforms that allow you invest in agriculture without raising a hoe or touching sand or even knowing jack about crops. I love crops. I recommend you know something about crops, but then there are platforms that now allow you invest without knowing jack about these crops. One of them is Crowdy Vest, and I think they were formerly Farm Crowdy. They should be the owner of Crowdy Vest. So in Farm Crowdy or Crowdy Vest, you can actually invest in farms. You have ginger farms, maize farms, pig farms, and so many poultry and so many kind of things. So you choose which one you really like. You're going to be shown the different interest rate on all of this, and then you can then invest in whichever one it is. Some of these farms give as much as 24% returns in a year, or 12 to 18% in 9 months, and that is really good. So you could just invest money in those farms and watch your money grow. You've invested without touching a hoe or knowing jack about poultry. Another way to invest in agriculture is actually to do the work. Get people. If you have a land, you could get people to actually go there and plant something for you that is really commercial, like cassava, yam, or rice, if you know anything about rice. So you plant it, and at the end of the day, trust me, these things give really good returns. All you need to do is do your packaging nicely, and then you put it in the stores, like ShopRite and all the stores we have around, big stores, and you have your sales going. You could also take it to the market, and you have off-takers who just buy directly from you, and you've just made some good money. So that's another form, a way to invest. Agriculture is actually the new gold. Invest in it now. So the last but not the least on my list is real estate. Remember I told you about the man who told me to buy a piece of land when I was still 19, and I refused because I was thinking, I'm a girl, and why would you tell me to buy a land? Does it really make sense? Most Nigerian young people, or most Nigerian youth, feel that real estate is something really big and massive, and you can't go into it. Who's going to give you 10 million naira to buy a property? Who's going to give you 50 million naira to buy a property? But the truth is, it's really not as difficult as it is. As the name implies, it's called real estate because you're dealing with tangible properties. It could be land, it could be a building, and so on and so on. But then it's still real estate. It is buying a property, lands, and things like that. Real estate business. So for you who's in school, My strategy to young people with real estate is start small and grow big. Start small and grow big. And this was the same idea this man in my church was selling to me many years ago, that I didn't just understand and I couldn't take advantage of, because I didn't know what he was talking about at all. But now I know better, and that's why I'm offering this advice to you for free. This could change your life forever. And when I mean forever, I mean forever ever. So please take this very seriously. In some parts of Nigeria, lands are very cheap, and in some other parts of Nigeria, lands are quite expensive. So you want to strategize and look out. And this man was telling me to buy land in Jos, many years ago. So you want to look out for parts of Nigeria where lands are still cheap. Land is something that would appreciate. So it's always an investment, a good investment to buy land. Trust me. It's always a good investment to buy land. So look out for places. I don't want to start calling names of states, but I know that there are many states in Nigeria where you can buy land. So if you live in Lagos, don't think, how do I buy land in Lagos? I don't have the money. Why don't you think about some other city where lands are way cheaper than Lagos? You could have good prices for lands in places like in the north. There are places in the north where you could have good land. Some people may not want to go to the north because they're scared. Then there are places in the west, so you're looking at other states that are not as large as Lagos, or are not as commercialized as Lagos, that just do your due diligence and get a property. In some parts of Nigeria, you could still get a land for as low as 150,000 naira from the indigens, and then you do all the paperwork on your own. That also doesn't cost so much. But what I'm saying basically is you can take advantage of this, because that property you're buying for, say, 150,000 naira now or 50,000 naira now, you may not have will not be the same in the next 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. So my strategy with real estate is to actually go to purchase very cheap lands. Wherever you tell me there's cheap land here, I'm sure I do my due diligence and I found that yeah, that land is actually genuine, it's good. I usually just get it. It pays off in the long run. And then as you save, you can now start to think about, okay, now I have this land, I'm saving towards putting up a structure on it. Because you already have the land, I'm saving towards putting up a structure, either a structure for rent or a structure to set up something, but put up a structure that brings money to you every year or every month. And that way you've just invested in real estate. I bought my first property at 26 or 25. It was quite late, and I know that and now I'm talking to girls, I'm talking to ladies who are listening to me. I know that this could be very, very daunting, buying properties. I bought my first property at 26, and that wasn't even still easy. Buying my first property at 26. We live in a society that is very patriarchal, and so when people see a female buying property or buying land, you kind of looked at in a funny way, like, this girl, she be able to humble herself? She really planning to marry? Why is she buying lands? I mean, that's for men, but trust me, it's something you're investing for your future and for your children's future. So it was quite a daunting task for me. I still had to go with a lot of men that I trusted in my life. I went with some people who were way older than me, and we went together, like way older than me, like 50, and they sat down on the table. People who knew what the business all about, they sat on the table as I brokered this deal to get that property. So the truth is, there's no hard and fast rule to it. Investment is a risk, and I think it's a risk that you should take, because at the end of the day, you are taking a risk for your future, and you cannot work forever. What's going to happen if your boss wakes up one morning and says, hey, blah blah blah, stand up, I don't want you on that table again, please just stand up and go? What's going to happen with you? Is it going to be the end of your life? If it's going to be, then that's not good enough. The reason why God gives us wisdom or gives us resources is so that we can invest. And I'm going to end on this note. Your salary, your income, is not for you to eat. It's not for you to consume, buy food and buy clothes and consume on yourself. Your salary is for you to invest. And that's why sometimes it's funny to me when I hear workers saying, my salary is not enough, could you please increase it? It's not enough. Employers don't want your salary to be enough because they want you to come back. At any point your salary starts becoming enough, you may wake up one morning and say, I don't need that job enough. I think I just made in 6 months enough money that I need for the rest of my life. So the truth is, employers don't want your salary to be enough, and that's why they don't pay you that well. So your salary is not for you to eat, it's not for you to consume food. Your salary is for you to invest in something meaningful, in something that would actually change your life, something that's going to bring money to you and not take money. I hope these investment tips I've shared have been really helpful. This list is not exhaustive. If you still know one way or other ways people could invest, please put it in the comment box so that people could learn. Share with me too. I would like to know what you're thinking about investment, or ways you've invested, the mistakes you've made. I'll be very gracious to answer questions from the comment box about things you're not clear about, or how to go about investment in Nigeria and things like that. I'm very glad that you are watching this video to the very end. Alright, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the red subscribe button and click on the notification button so you'll be the first to be notified about a new video that I put up. Do not forget to like, comment, and share this video with someone that it could be really helpful to. See you in my next video. Bye.